My name is Angela.
And my name is Nicole.
And welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello! Welcome to episode 11.
Hey, everybody.
Are you guys freakishly, ominously spooked out that we're a day late on this episode?
No, it's okay.
We had some technical issues due to recording, so This is a fresh episode. You guys are getting this the day after we record.
This is new for us because we usually are like way in advance.
Yeah, way in advance. So here we go. Let's dive in.
Yes.
So Nicole, what had you in stitches?
I'm in stitches because I'm at your new farm.
Yay!
What is this? What is this place? I'm so amazed because it's just like we're on a big farm now.
Yep, we did it. We bought a farm. It's kind of crazy.
It's so cool, guys.
It's big. There's a lot going on here. So when we moved here, we've been here for a couple of weeks now, but this is Nicole's first time being here.
Yes, it is.
And we have chickens.
So many cute chickens.
So we have, so the farm came with 6 adult chickens that are already egg layers. And so we've been eating fresh eggs every day. And that's so much fun to just go out and collect the eggs and eat the eggs and be like, look, I'm a farmer.
Fresh
like
food. Like fresh as can be.
Yes, and they're so much yummier that way.
I bet.
If you can get chickens, I recommend it. Plus, they are hilarious
to watch.
Oh
right?
my gosh, they are ridiculously funny.
I'm in my head, I can picture like 6 hey-hays running around.
Pretty much, yes. They're so derpy and they just run.
I love it.
And watching chickens run is so much fun.
With
they're
those 2 feet.
So funny. They're just like
they wiggle.
They wiggle.
We're both wiggling.
Also, side note, because Nicole knew that she was coming to my farm for the first time, she's wearing overalls. And because I knew this was Nicole's first time at my farm, I'm wearing overalls. So we are totally twinning
We're
right
farmers.
now.
Yes, we are. I don't farm. No,
Farmer
I don't,
girls.
We dress like it.
Also coming soon, I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Yay, get it, Angela.
I'm not very good. I always forget to record things. It's so funny. There's been so many little things on the farm that I've done. And I'm like, oh, I should have recorded that. Some of them I have recorded and some of them I haven't. But look out for Angela's Acres on YouTube coming soon.
Oh, that is so fun.
It's an amazing, magical place.
It is. It's very quaint and it's like so relaxing. It's big, but it's quaint. Like, I feel good. It's a good energy.
Yeah, it's a nice energy. Yeah. But I have encountered some ghosties.
Don't say that. She scared me the other day. She's like, my lights are flickering. I'm like, did you sage the crap out of that place?
We did. We saged the house. We saged it twice when we moved in. But I was in my office the other day and the lights were flickering in the office, which they've never done. They're on right now. They're not flickering. They're fine. But they were flickering the other day. So I pulled out
It wasn't windy, right?
No.
Oh.
They were just flickering. Mm-hmm. And so I pulled out my little ghost hunting equipment and I started asking questions and I got a lot of answers.
She sent them to me.
I did.
I was like, what is this?
I had a little tracker on so you could see the little blip moving across, right? And I asked it to move to the right and it did. And then I asked it to move to the left and it did.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm scared.
No.
Like
so
I said, you've got to get energy here. So I don't feel that bad here.
I think it was a great energy.
Okay.
Yeah. We have heard some weird noises at night, but Nicole's face, it's amazing. It's so good. Amazing. Take a stitch. But the farm is amazing.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. No.
You're very happy here.
It's beautiful here. I'm so happy that you got a farm.
And we're going to get alpaca someday.
Yay!
It's like becoming more and more real. So we're going to get alpaca and then I'm going to harvest their fleece and we're going to make yarn and it's going to be amazing.
Amazing.
Okay. So I think that's it for what has us in stitches. Are we ready to dive into the episode? Because I am so ready to dive in.
Oh
I love
gosh.
our subject matter today.
I'm very excited.
Then let's get stitching. Okay, Stitchers. So for our stitch today, in honor of our subject matter, which is Mothman.
Mothman!
And by the Mothman Festival is next weekend, guys.
No, it's this weekend.
It's this weekend? I thought it was next weekend. It's this weekend?
No,
it's
dude,
happening right now as we're talking?
It is happening tomorrow. Yeah, it's well, probably when you guys hear this, it's probably happening today.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
it's on our bucket list. We want to go to the Mothman Festival.
We have a huge bucket list growing, but yes,
we will talk more about that when we get into story time.
Yeah. So we'll, when we end our story, we're going to actually discuss the actual festival itself and what happens there. But yeah, it's happening now, which is so neat. Like time flew by for us. So
I want to go to there.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be so fun when we eventually get to go.
Yes. So, but Angela's got the coolest stitch for this.
Yeah, I'm doing a butterfly stitch today. So in honor of Mothman, I thought I would do a nice butterfly. There's so many variations of a butterfly stitch, but I thought this one was pretty cool and unique.
Yes.
And it's a little bit lopsided, but it corrects itself once you get to lopsidedness. But it's a really neat stitch. So let me talk you guys through it really quick. So you're going to chain in multiples of 2. So any multiple of 2 you want to go to, you need a multiple of 2.
Okay, real quick.
Yes.
What would you, because I've seen this stitch now. She's demonstrated it. What do you think we would use this stitch for? Like what kind of
application?
Correct.
I think it would be a great baby blanket.
Okay. Because it's light and airy, right?
It's light and airy. It would feel really nice in baby yarn. Mm-hmm. Instead, I'm using Red Heart because that's what
Red Heart
Super Saver. That's what we got. Red Heart Super Saver, and I'm using a nice country blue because we are out in the country.
Look at our
now.
themes. Love it.
My denim.
I told her blue would be really pretty, and she picked the best blue for this.
Yay. So you'll see this on the YouTube. So if you pop over to the YouTube and watch us crochet, you'll see my nice farm hands now. I've got farm hands going on doing this butterfly stitch. So I think it would make a nice baby blanket. It's very holy and airy. So it would also be a nice kind of summertime lap blanket as well.
Perfect.
So butterfly blanket. So you're going to chain multiples of 2 and then plus 1 for your turn. Okay. Any multiple of 2 plus 1.
2 plus 1.
2 plus 1. 3.
Math.
Math. We're so good at math. Oh, goodness. And then you're going to start in the second chain from the hook. So in the second chain from the hook, you're going to insert your hook and pull up a loop. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through just 1 loop. So you are not completing a full single crochet.
That's right.
You're completing a half a single crochet.
Okay.
So you're going to wind up with 2 loops on your hook at that point. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to insert your hook into the next chain and pull up a loop. So then you'll have 3 loops on your hook. And then with those 3 loops, you're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2.
Okay.
So that's a double crochet.
Double crochet.
Then you're going to chain 1.
Okay.
That is the butterfly.
That's it.
Yeah. It takes 2 stitches to do the butterfly.
It takes 2 to make the things go right. Now I'm Angela today.
I love it. I love how much I'm rubbing off on her. That's so much fun. I'm stomping my feet. That's so fun.
She's moving a lot.
I am. Yeah. I've had a lot of coffee
and we're having even more.
We're having even more. So watch out. By the end of this episode, we're going to be talking so fast.
I don't want to talk fast because I know I can do it, but I won't do it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
got it.
Again. So then we go into the next stitch. So normally after you chain 1, you skip a stitch. Mm-hmm. You don't skip anything here. So you're going to go into the next stitch or the next chain. You're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop.
Oh, got it.
Then you're going to insert your hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook at this point, and then you're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1.
Easy.
That's it. That's a butterfly. And so you're going to do that all the way to the end of your chain row.
Okay.
So when you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And you will notice that you have a space and then a single thread and then another space.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. A space, a single thread, and another space. So what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into that first space.
The big space, right?
The big space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1.
Okay.
Then you're going to go into the next space on the other side of that single thread.
Right.
Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then you'll have 3 loops on your hook. And then you're going to do that double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. Then you're going to find your next
big
space. Next big space.
Okay.
So again, it's going to be separated by that one single thread.
Right.
So then you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next
Big
space. And then you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. And you're going to do that all the way to the end. Now at the end, it's going to be kind of lopsided because of the way that it started.
Right.
So only on row 2, you're going to end this row with a half double crochet so that it comes up to the right height.
That's right.
Okay. Then you're going to chain 1.
Okay.
And then when you start row 3 and beyond, that very first space, you're going to do an entire butterfly stitch.
That's right. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So you'll do an entire butterfly stitch in that very first space.
Okay.
Then you'll be correct. You'll see it. It'll be clear on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yes.
Check out the hands.
Check out the hands videos.
Yes.
They're so much fun. And we're getting better at them too. So that's exciting.
I love it.
Nicole's been working hard on our YouTube channel. So keep checking us out.
Even better. And yes, this is going to be, please come check us out because that's where you're going to see everything, all the details of every stitch we do, the projects we're going to do. We might even include some bonus stuff eventually. So take a look at the YouTube channel.
Yeah, jump over to YouTube.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for Stitch Time. I am dying to talk about Mothman. I love Mothman so much.
Mothman is so cool.
Okay, are we ready for story time?
It's story time. Everybody. Friday, December 15th, 1967. Okay, this is only 10 days before Christmas. We can do math.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
10 days before Christmas.
10 days. We are in Mason County, Virginia, and residents were out and about returning from work or out preparing for the holidays. Lots of big rigs on the road, so traffic was crazy.
Yeah, they got to deliver all the presents.
Yes. For Santa.
For Santa. Because
Santa's there, right?
Yeah, Santa uses Amazon a lot. So
Amazon's heavy during
I guess not
Christmas.
In the 60s, but
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Okay.
But yeah, you know it. You get the picture. At roughly 5:00 p.m., a loud gunshot-like noise rang out from the Silver Bridge. Okay. And within just 20 short seconds, the bridge gave way and collapsed into the frigid Ohio River.
Oh, no.
Yeah, very sad. 32 vehicles were completely destroyed. And sadly, 46 people perished in the tragic chaos.
Oh, no.
And out of all these lives, only 2 of the victims were never found. And
oh, my gosh.
Yes.
They didn't find 2 whole bodies?
2 whole bodies.
Oh, poor people.
Yeah. And they're sadly, still either at the bottom of the Ohio River or they were carried away.
Aww.
So after a very long, lengthy investigation on April 6th, 1971, remember this is like 4 years later?
4 years. Yes, because we can do math now. It's 4 years. I wish you guys could have heard this in the old recording. I was like, it's 5 years? Nicole's like, no, 4. We can do math. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Math. We can do it.
We can do it.
If we can crochet, we can do math, right?
I hope so.
We can sing music and learn how to play music.
Right. That's so funny because our given professions, music is math.
It's totally math.
And we just can't count. It's so funny.
Because we're moms now. That's why. Okay. But in 1971, they concluded that a defect in a single link, the I-bar 330 fracture.
I-bar 330.
Shout out to that I-bar. And the small crack grew through internal corrosion.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So in the research using an I-bar chain design versus the original design to use conventional wire cables came in at a lower price. Cheapskates.
People, when you're building bridges, don't go cheap.
Don't go cheap.
That's
especially
not the way to go.
That you're using constantly, right?
Right.
In the West Virginia Transportation website, it mentioned that, ominously, the engineering news record article noted that it was not possible to make any adjustments in the chains, hangers, or trusses after erection.
Oh, so even if they used the eye bar, they couldn't have done anything about it afterwards. It's just that is what it is.
It is what it is, unfortunately. And they should have kind of caught that before.
Yeah.
Right before the collapse of the Silver Bridge, some locals claim to have seen a large, mysterious creature flying above the bridge. This creature they all claimed was the Mothman.
The Mothman.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm going to backtrack a little here.
Okay.
I want to leave this question on the table real quick as we dive into the Mothman.
Okay.
Was this creature there to warn everyone?
Ooh.
Or was he more of an evil entity and caused the disaster?
No.
Or was he even at the bridge?
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Hey, real quick too, what I'm
Yes.
going to do, I forgot to tell you this. So I'm going to
Okay.
dive into the stories of Mothman.
Okay.
We're going to go into theories of the Mothman.
Ooh.
And then we'll talk about the festival.
Okay. Yay.
Yay.
Love a party.
Party. Okay.
Mothman, Mothman, ferry me across the sea. Sorry. It's a song called Boatman, and that's been playing in my head this whole time. I had to let it out. Boatman, boatman, ferry me across the sea. Hurry, hurry, take me now. And I think
What's that from?
it's
The
just
musical?
No, I think it's just an old. I don't know. I learned it in choir in high school, so I don't even remember what it was. Boatman. But now it's Mothman
Now it's
in my
Mothman.
head. Mothman,
Just like
Mothman.
La Llorona, right?
La 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 la, Llorona.
Okay. We got to keep this going. All right.
Okay.
Rewind in history.
Okay.
It's like the Scooby-Doo. Okay. November 12th, 1966 to Clendenin, West Virginia.
Clendenin, West Virginia. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. How to finish it. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Here we come upon the scene of Kenneth Duncan digging a grave for his father-in-law, Homer Smith, in a cemetery with 4 other men. Movement in the sky causes Duncan to look up, and he sees a human-like figure fly out of the surrounding woods and glides over their heads.
Oh my goodness.
The other 4 men did not see the figure. Even though websites all over the place were like, they all saw it. No, Duncan was the only one. Duncan stated that it was gliding through the trees and it was in sight for about a minute.
Ooh.
Then, November 16th, the Athens Messenger paper hit the stands and in homes with an article written by Mary Hire.
Mary Hire.
Yes.
Higher and higher.
Oh, we are in song mode today.
I know. You started it.
I did start
That wasn't
it.
even
Sorry,
me.
All right. Winged red-eye thing chases point couples across countryside.
Ooh.
The article delves into the details of a creepy encounter on November 15th, 1966.
Okay.
2 newlywed couples, Steve and Mary Mallette and Roger and Linda Scarberry, which are 18 to 20-year-olds. Yeah, they're really young and wed. They were joyriding in Point Pleasant and wanted to basically find a place to, well, have some adult time.
Chicken. Wow.
Some websites say they were still driving. Some claim they had parked and were having some fun. But either way, they were near an old shut down World War II munitions plant known as the TNT area.
TNT. Factory.
Was also known as a popular makeout area. I'm not going to get through this story because Angela's like making me laugh so hard today. All right.
I'm on a tear. We haven't seen each other in like 3 weeks.
Forever. In their headlights, they see a strange creature. This 6 to 7 foot creature is
Oh my goodness.
hairy, grayish in color, muscular legs with large glowing red eyes and giant wings folded along its back.
Oh no. That's enough to kill the mood right there, I think.
Oh no, I'd be gone. I'd be like, nope. Hashtag nope.
Nope.
Now, if you're hearing the driving version, they say as soon as the car got closer to the creature, its wings spread out and hobbled in a weird way towards the power plant.
Oh.
In the makeout version, Linda turns towards the headlights and sees the creature standing in front of their car. Either version, the couples immediately freak out and demand Roger to get the hell out of there.
Get out of here,
Get it.
Roger.
They speed off thinking they left the creature at the TNT area, but lo and behold, when they reach a traffic circle on Route 62, they spotted the creature flying in front of them.
Oh.
Yeah. They start booking it, reaching speeds of 100 miles per hour, and the creature kept pace with them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
100
my
miles
gosh.
per hour.
That is a nightmare. You can't outrun this winged thing.
I'm surprised they didn't like crash. Right? Or just, yeah. They just they were able to focus on the road.
Keep their wits about them going 100 miles an hour while being chased by some flying creature.
Well, they turned into what is known as the C.C. Lewis Farm, and the creature flew in front of their car again.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, quick note. So
okay.
keep this in your mind.
All right.
When they drove into the road, they saw what appeared to be a large dead dog lying on the road.
Oh, puppy.
Yes, poor puppy. Reports after this really don't say anything after the couple's movements, but they were able to leave the farm without being harmed, attacked, or ever sighting the creature again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Quick, yeah. They went straight to the police to report their wild encounter, where Deputy Sheriff Millard Halstead believed the couples.
Wait, the police believed the couple's report?
They actually believed the couples.
That's crazy.
Well, most likely because there were large claw marks in Roger's car.
Oh.
Yeah, I read this in one article. I didn't see that everywhere else, so it could be true, could be not. Take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But that's what they're saying, why he believed them. The couples and police returned to the farm, but they didn't spot the creature nor the dead dog. So that disappeared.
Oh, no.
Deputy Halstead had then driven over to the TNT area with another policeman. They didn't see the creature, but they did report on finding a strange pile of dust.
A strange pile of dust.
Where would that come from? And why would it be strange?
I don't know. I mean, I have piles of dust on my farm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just a weird anomaly.
Huh.
However, though, when the deputy returns to his car and starts the radio, an ear-piercing screech comes over the dispatcher, and it's not feedback or a technical glitch. This screeching sound he has never heard before. He claims that whatever this sound was, it was coming from something alive.
Uh-oh. I just did this amazing take for Nicole. I wish you guys could have seen her face. I was looking down at my crochet because I'm doing the butterfly. Crocheting. And I just looked up at her and was like, what?
Shocked face.
That was amazing.
Take a stitch.
I will. Here we go.
Okay. Because of the news article of this event landing smack dab on the front page of the newspaper, more and more locals claim to have seen the same creature.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, on that same November evening, the couples were spooked by that same creature. It was around 10:30 p.m. when Merle Partridge of Salem, West Virginia, this is roughly 100 miles northeast of Point Pleasant.
Okay.
He was watching his TV shows when the TV started to get kind of fuzzy and all of a sudden emitted a loud buzzing sound.
Oh.
He stood up to fix it, but as soon as he stood up, he felt an inexplicable feeling of doom wash over him. All of a sudden, it's followed by a loud screeching sound from outside.
Ooh.
Merle described the sound as metal scraping against metal.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that sound.
No.
As soon as the noise started up, his dog Bandit started loudly howling.
Bandit?
So he thinks it's some kind of wildlife critter, and he grabbed his flashlight and he went to investigate. As soon as he stepped outside, Merle sees two red glowing lights that were moving simultaneously 150 yards away next to his pump house.
Oh, no.
Right? There's
That's pretty ominous.
Yeah. I'd be like, what is that? I'd probably go back inside at that point too.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Nope,
I don't need to
good.
know.
Yeah,
We're good.
I'm good.
You do your thing. I'll just be in here.
You do you.
Yeah.
Whatever you are. Now, there's an interview of him on the documentary The Mothman of Point Pleasant, and even though websites all claimed he saw two red glowing eyes, he stated in his interview that he saw red lights going around. They weren't eyes or anything like that. First thing entered my mind was it was a helicopter, but there was no noise. Okay.
Oh. No, helicopters are loud.
Oh, they're super loud.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's everyone in every other website like, oh no, they were two big eyes. No, he even clearly states they're not eyes.
They're not eyes, they're lights.
But they're red glowing lights. Yeah.
Ooh.
His dog Bandit flipped out and ran after the lights.
Bandit, no.
I know, that's what dogs do. Merle tried to call him back in and Bandit didn't respond.
Oh, Bandit.
Yeah, poor doggy. Merle is so terrified he let his dog run away and he went back inside to try to sleep.
What?
But he had a loaded rifle by his side.
But go get your dog, man.
Yeah, no, it's too late.
Oh, Bandit.
Yeah, poor doggy. The next morning, he searched for Bandit and he saw his tracks. They went to the pump house. They went in circles and then poof, gone.
Well, where did Bandit go?
Up in the sky? I don't know.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Bandit, the flying dog.
Somehow he had magical powers. I don't know.
Oh, puppy.
Yeah. He couldn't locate Bandit. And the question is, was the dead dog the couple saw at the farm in Point Pleasant Bandit?
No, you shut your face.
You never know. But that's the whole mystery because they saw a dead dog.
But then it was gone.
But Bandit disappeared too.
And it was 100 miles away?
100 miles away.
Oh, man.
So you never know. But I have no idea.
What?
No idea.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, back to Point Pleasant. The day after the event, Deputy Sheriff Halstead decided to hold a press conference about the sighting. And after debriefing the room, journalist points out that the description of the creature resembles one of Batman's foes, Killer Moth.
Killer Moth.
And that's when the creature is dubbed Mothman. There you go.
I love it. Mothman.
Soon after, locals were freaking out about the incident and hundreds of them armed themselves and drove to the TNT area.
Oh, no.
The mob.
It's like Frankenstein, going after Frankenstein's monster.
Exactly. There were miles and miles of these mobs trying to track down the creature to the point where the National Guard had to step in to do some crowd control.
Oh my gosh.
Right? How did that happen? That's pretty insane.
Crazy.
But that night, November 16th, 1966, Marcella Bennett was visiting her sister, whom lived very close to the TNT area. She was walking to her car with her brother, carrying her 3-year-old daughter. As she reached her door handle, she recalls seeing a figure in front of her so close that she could have reached out and touched it.
What?
It's like close as you and me.
Oh, I'm giving big chills. Don't do that.
It was really dark. So she at first thought she was looking at a man, but she recalls him looking really gray with no human feet. And then noticed the huge wings and immediately tried to run away.
Oh, yes. I would run away. And she's holding her baby.
She's holding her baby.
Oh, this is nightmare material, Nicole.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% a movie.
But she froze. Then when she tried to run, she fell on top of her daughter who was crying.
No, poor baby.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Her brother yelled at her to get up and hurry, so she was able to do just that, but with her daughter, thankfully.
Oh,
they get into the house, lock the door, but then they heard the creature hit the door as it followed them.
Oh, no.
Marcella claims she was in and out of consciousness at this point, which I would be too.
I would be fainting, yeah.
I would be out of it,
yeah. Oh, my gosh.
But she knew it wasn't a being of this world. And her child was okay, by the way.
Oh, good. Oh, my gosh. It's like nightmare material.
Seriously. Okay, also in November 1966, a local named Bob Bosworth was driving around.
Bosworth.
I got this wrong the first time
I know,
did this.
Bob's
She's
Bobworth.
making fun of me. Bob Bosworth. No, it's Bob Bosworth. So he was driving around on his motorcycle with a friend on a road close to the TNT area. He claimed the moon was just so full and bright that they decided to turn their headlights off.
No, don't do that.
Right? That
is
stupid.
not smart.
It's just a dumb teenage thing, I think. They rode close to the large 3-story old power plant building in the TNT area and caught a glimpse of something all the way at the top that encased 2 large red eyes.
Oh.
Bored and curious, as little teenage kids are, they ended up stopping at the building towards the entrance and looked up, and there were those large red eyes looking down at them still.
Oh, no.
They parked and headed up the building.
Why?
Because they're curious.
Leave it alone.
Right? No, they didn't want to do that.
People.
Yep. The moon was bright and shining into the building. They reached the 3rd floor and were able to see an outline of something that slowly walked towards them.
No.
So creepy.
It's like a shadow creature coming towards
Coming
them.
at you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it stayed in the dark area of the building, so they couldn't make it out completely. But in his interview, he said he couldn't see the red eyes, and he theorized that it was because no light was hitting the creature.
Ooh, no eye shine.
So no reflection.
Yeah.
But the shape he compared it to was a robin, and that the chest bellowed out really far and tapered in with the wings in the back, pushing out the chest a little. I showed you the picture,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like more like an owl than
It
a
does,
robin.
which could, vary. But I mean, I think it was so big that
but owls are not.
no, they're not like
that
6
big.
feet tall.
Well, neither are robins, unless it's Batman's sidekick. Woo!
Heyo.
Back to the Mothman.
Mothman, killer moth. Yep. He claimed there was no neck, but the head just sat upon his shoulders. Then the creature turned and started walking on the catwalk away from them.
Away, going away.
Going
Okay.
away. And just heard its large wings flapping away. Another story.
Oh, good.
Faye Dewitt Laporte was curious about the Mothman along with her siblings.
Of course she was.
They were all little kids at this point. I mean, not little, but teenagers. So they ended up driving out to the old TNT area as well to find the creature.
Faye.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
Don't go seeking trouble.
No,
You'll find it.
I think they're just so bored, right? They're like, let's go check out the
they need a
Mothman.
farm that they can work. They can come here.
Come work at my farm. Well, once they turned off the main road into the dirt area near the TNT plant, they spotted a creature next to the passenger window where Faye was sitting as they're driving, and it was keeping up with the car.
Oh, no. Of course, because it
going
can at
super
least
fast.
go 100 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
They kept doing sharp turns thinking they'd lose it, but the creature kept up with the car next to the window.
He's like racing them.
Yes.
Aw, he's like playing. He's a very playful Mothman.
Yeah, he just wants to check out. We talked about this before. We will go into it again.
Okay.
They abruptly stopped near the TNT area in the loading dock, and the creature jumped onto the hood of their car, crouched down, but then slowly stood up and kept looking between her brother in the driver's seat and Faye.
Oh, he's like, who do I get first?
Where do we go? Her siblings at this point were crying and freaking out in the back seat, and her older brother yelled at them to get down on the ground of the car. Then the creature jumps off the car, ran over to the power plant building, and Faye recalls the creature jumping to the top of the building.
Able to leap tall buildings in
Able
a
to-
single bound.
Exactly. But she doesn't remember wings flapping, so definitely just the jumping.
Oh, okay.
Strong.
Did she say if it opened its wings while it jumped or it just
Nope.
jumped?
I think she just remembered it jumping.
Okay.
Her brother was stupid enough to open the car door and
Of course he was. Of course he was.
I want to see what
People.
this is. He started hurtling coal chunks at the creature from behind his
Why?
car door.
Dude, it left you alone.
Right? It
You
was
leave it
leaving-
alone.
Nope.
Come on.
Trying to provoke the creature.
Ah.
And one of the large pieces landed.
Mom always said, stupid is as stupid does.
Oh, that was good. One of the large pieces landed so close to the creature's leg and his foot that it stood straight up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Dum-dum. Her brother freaks out and jumps back in the car. And when she looked up at the creature, it opened up the prettiest set of wings you'd have ever seen on anything.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Sure.
She remembered the pretty
She
wings.
remembered the pretty wings. And she even said that. Prettiest set of wings. But they were huge. And she said it didn't flap them like birds would do to take off. She says it just opened them up and glided away.
That's what everyone says.
Exactly. It's matching a lot of that.
Oh, wow.
It's not a flapping bird, everybody.
Nope.
And we'll get into that some more.
Oh, yeah, because I know it's okay. Well, we'll get into that. I'm trying not
She's
to
trying
skip
to spoil
ahead.
everybody. Don't spoil it.
I'm not.
More and more sightings keep pouring in all around Point Pleasant at this point, and they all claim it's a large bird-like creature.
But not a bird.
But not a bird. Another noteworthy sighting happened on November 21st in Charleston.
Charleston. Da, 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 da.
I think of Charleston Chew. Have you ever had one of those?
Yes, I love them. They're so good.
They're really chewy, but really yummy.
The nougat
Yes,
and the chocolate.
the nougat.
Yes, so good.
So yummy. Charleston is a suburb about an hour away from Point Pleasant. Richard West called the police and reported seeing a Batman over 6 feet tall with a wingspan of about 8 feet sitting on the roof of his neighbor's home.
Oh, no.
Right? And he had huge red eyes.
See? Red eyes.
Red eyes. The police asked if he flew away, and Richard basically says it rose up and hovered in the air like a helicopter, not like a bird flapping his wings.
They just
Again
hover,
and again.
opens the wings and hovers. Nothing does that in real life. Like hummingbirds
Except-
can hover, but,
but
they're
they're
beating their
tiny.
wings. Yeah. And
Oh yeah, but they're beating them so fast.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and you can see that kind of.
yeah, they're definitely not like 6 or 7 feet tall hovering in the air like that. That's crazy.
December 4th, 1966. I had to throw this story in here. 5 pilots from the Gallipolis Airport are
Gallipolis
hanging.
Airport.
I was going to do it again, and then you made me mess that up. Gallipolis Airport, yes.
Okay.
Okay, they're hanging out between flights. And they look up and they see a small airplane swerving erratically in the sky above the landing strip of the airport.
Uh-oh.
When
Got
a-
a drunken pilot up there or Launchpad McQuack? Either one.
I love that. When it flies directly above their head in their clear eye line of sight, they realize it's not an airplane, but a massive bird. Or is it a bird?
I don't think it's a bird.
This one, again, may be taken with a grain of salt because they claim it had a really long neck. others portrayed-
Mothman does not have a really
Does not
long
have
neck.
a really long neck. Others portrayed their encounters a little differently. But remember the claims of seeing a pterodactyl,
A pterodactyl?
the dinosaur?
Oh,
that?
could
Oh,
be a
we'll go into that.
pterodactyl. Okay.
But yeah, there have been sightings, I don't know if in the 60s and 70s, but
Of pterodactyls still flying around.
I forgot what they exactly call it. But yeah, so hey, that could be a different cryptid altogether, but who knows?
Well, pterodactyls were at least real. We have skeletal proof of them, fossils.
Right. But they're saying that there's still one alive somewhere in the United States.
Ooh,
That's a
interesting.
totally different story, but just wanted to give that one out there.
Okay.
All right. UFO sightings start happening more and more frequently,
Oh.
which I promise to get into later.
Okay.
But Mothman sightings start tapering off in May 1967 and then ramp back up in November of 1967.
Oh, because that's when that's right before the bridge, right?
Correct.
Haha. See,
Yes.
math. I'm
Math.
remembering
She's got
things.
this.
Okay, so Mothman is like all over the place in 66
Correct.
and beginning of 67 and then tapers
then
off and then
in the
comes back
spring, and then comes back in the fall.
in the fall of 67. Okay, timelines. I got
Timelines,
it.
you
I got it.
Now, November 16th, Mary Heyer, remember the reporter?
Higher and higher. Yes.
She reports more sightings of the Mothman, most of them stating it's flying overhead many cars driving on country roads.
Country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. So you came back to that. Okay.
Full circle. I love it.
It's the circle of life.
Can you tell we were having our coffee now? I need more now.
Did you finish your coffee?
Almost.
2 cups of coffee here.
Oh, no, this is like 3. I didn't tell
3?
you I had one this morning, too.
We're like the Gilmore Girls. Like
I can't get
to
enough
cut you
of
off.
coffee, man.
So November
Yes.
1966.
Late November
67.
1967, we got another story. An elderly businessman in downtown Point Pleasant sees what he describes as a flaming-eyed gargoyle
Ooh.
standing in his front lawn.
Oh no.
They stare at each other for a little bit, and then the creature takes off straight up in the air without flapping its wings. Again,
See, it's hovering again.
it's not a bird.
Not a bird, people.
Alas, the very tragic event happens on December 15th, 1967, with the Silver Bridge collapse.
10 days before Christmas.
Hey,
Because math.
because hashtag math.
Hashtag math.
And after this catastrophe, sightings of the Mothman pretty much cease in Point Pleasant.
Oh, where'd he go?
Gone.
Aw.
Okay, speculations. Ready?
I'm ready.
Is it a curse?
No.
That was quick. Okay.
I have my theory on what Mothman is.
Yes, we both actually.
Okay.
I think I agree with Angela, but okay. Yes. In the documentary of the Mothman of Point Pleasant, there are claims that the bloody history of Point Pleasant's slaughtering of Native Americans, mass graves, and graves of Native Americans scattered around the town had created a curse here.
Ooh.
Chief Cornstalk, the chief of the Shawnee tribe, was murdered over a land dispute on November 10th, 1777.
1777.
But November
10th, 17.
She almost did what I did. See, I was about to do the same thing.
1777. Wow. Okay.
Legend is on his dying breath, he cursed Point Pleasant for 200 years. I don't know why that number, but they said
200 years.
Wouldn't you just curse it forever? I don't know.
Well, yeah, that would be more convenient than trying to like do the math.
When's 200 years?
200 years. This falls in the 200-year category.
There you go.
1977 would be 200 years.
It would be 19. Well, because 1970. Well, the event happened 1967, so it happened definitely in that 200 years.
Yeah, 10 years shy of 200 years.
Yep.
Because math, we can do it now.
That's gonna be a shirt for us.
Because math. I love it. Buy our merch today. You can't. We don't have any yet.
Not yet. One day.
One day.
In 1923, locals actually found a playbill that had this tragic scene with the curse written into the script.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's how they were able to kind of figure that out too. In the documentary, they point out that between 1913 and 1937, the Ohio River flooded constantly and disasters kept happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, real curse. Okay.
1914, there were sightings of a Birdman, always prior to some disastrous event.
In 1914?
Yes.
Birdman.
Professor James Gay Jones of Glenville State College had written about Birdman encounters in his book Haunted Valley, and in 1914 he depicts sightings of a large bird-like creature with the head of a man and a wingspan of at least 12 feet.
Oh.
Was Mothman part of this ancient curse?
No, I think he was just visiting again.
Well, if so, why wasn't the land more plagued with problems in the 1800s?
Right.
And why wasn't the Birdman or Mothman spotted in the 1800s?
Right.
Because if they're, taking down the history,
we had written history in the 1800s.
Yeah, we had tons.
I mean, sure, there was like Civil War and things going on at that time, but like
maybe he was in the Civil War.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I don't know. That's just a case.
But then also, I mean, Mothman, as many of you guys know, if you're familiar with this cryptid, is spotted all over the place, not just in that one area,
which we'll get into. Yeah.
Right. So I don't think so. I don't think he's part of a curse.
I don't think so either.
I think people were just looking for an omen, something to blame the bad misfortune on.
Well, for what they did.
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Okay.
Be nice to each other. Be good to each other.
Be good. Okay. Speculation number 2.
Okay.
Is it a UFO?
Oh.
In 1966, Woodrow Derenberger reported a UFO landing in front of him, and a being got out of the craft and stood in front of his car, telepathically talked to him.
Okay.
And told him his name was Indrid Cold.
I hate that.
I know you do. In Ohio, 1966, a woman reports a UFO landing in a parking lot near her, and 2 men exit the UFO only to ask her questions in a strange dialect. And yes, she reported this to the newspaper.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then, at the same time, 2 men in Parkersburg, near where Derenberger was traveling, say they had an encounter with the same Indrid Cold character.
Indrid Cold again?
Yes. They called it the Grinning Man.
I got chills. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Most likely,
I like it.
We will cover Indrid Cold in another podcast episode because there's so much about him or it or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the Ohio Valley, nightly reports of UFO sightings were happening frequently.
Oh.
Yeah, just nights after the couples reported seeing the Mothman.
Uh-huh.
A few people went to the TNT at night to see it, but instead they reported seeing UFOs in the sky above.
Oh,
And-
interesting.
I love her reaction. In December and January of 1966, or well, I guess 1966, 1967, there are reports going around about encounters with these so-called men in black
The Men in Black.
that wore black suits.
I like the percussion. Thank you.
They drove around in black cars and claimed they worked for undisclosed branches of the government.
Huh.
Most of the reports claim their behavior was very unusual and even unearthly.
Uh-huh.
For example, not knowing how to use a fork to eat in a diner, or not really chewing, just swallowing food.
Oh,
Or
that's
not-
got to be crazy to
right?
see.
That would be so creepy. Or not speaking English very well. In January 1967, Mary hired the newspaper reporter that was digging into the Mothman reports.
Right.
She claimed that two men in black visited her while working in her Point Pleasant office.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they questioned her about the Mothman sightings. I couldn't find anything else about the meeting, though.
Okay, so all right, so Men in Black, we all know because it's very common knowledge, right?
Because of those movies, man.
Because of movies. But Men in Black deal with extraterrestrial. They deal with alien.
UFOs.
They deal with UFO.
Constantly. Yeah.
So if they're asking her about the Mothman, this is going on a tangent that I really like. So I'm pointing this
This
out
is her
because
theory.
this is going with my theory. I'm not going to announce my theory yet,
Oh, okay.
but we're getting there.
Okay.
Or wait, are we done with the UFO thing?
Not yet. Just
okay.
one more.
All right.
Okay. May
Okay.
19th, 1967, two women report seeing a dark form with two bright, brilliant red lights hovering in the sky above Route 62 near the TNT area.
Yep.
They look closer and they think the red lights are eyes that belong to a man.
Ooh.
And then a larger bright red light appears in the sky close to the man above them. They approach each other until they seem to merge.
What?
The woman drove straight to the police to report the incident.
Everybody is like going to the police,
They're
and
good
the
about
police
it.
are like,
Huh?
"Yes, we believe you."
Yeah, UFOs.
But that's so funny.
But they can't
That's
do
just
anything
funny
about
to
it,
me.
right?
No, they can't do anything to me about. But like nowadays, and it just could be because we live in Southern California, kind of in a large metropolitan area. If we went to the police and were like, "We saw a
They'd
UFO,"
be like, "You're
they'd be
on
like,
drugs."
"Sure, you did. Take a drug test. Go pee
Yeah.
in this cup."
Are you on shrooms?
They wouldn't like automatically believe us.
No.
But I'm guessing if this is like a small town and they know
there
each
have been
other.
like, I'm sure so many calls have been coming in about the Mothman
That's
and
true.
now UFOs. So it's like constantly coming in. So, I mean, they can just write it down and that's it, right?
Right.
Hours later, after the women drove to the police to report the incident,
Yes.
there are reports of seeing a flaming UFO land in a field near the junior high school.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's the end. Here's my theory. Maybe
Maybe.
the Mothman is like a creature that belonged to the aliens and it got loose.
Yes.
Maybe it came from another planet and the other UFOs were trying to catch up to it. Or, Angela, what's your theory?
I'm like on the edge of my
She's
seat.
so
I'm
excited.
Mothman is a space puppy. You cannot convince me otherwise. Okay, think about it. So
Yes.
Mothman didn't hurt anybody. He was just curious, right?
He was always looking at people.
He was always looking at people. He was racing with the cars, just staring at people or going away and backing away.
Right.
I think he's a puppy. Like all of the
little doggy.
Yeah, he's just curious. He wants to see everything, and he was behaving like so sweet. I mean, not ominous, but
sweet,
like
but
he wasn't trying to hurt anybody.
He didn't
He
touch
just wanted to
anybody.
see what was going on.
Yeah, he's very
and
curious.
then we have all these other alien sightings of them just kind of popping
the
up,
Men
and it
in
looks
Black
like, and the Men in Black. It looks like
asking.
they're looking for
Their lost doggy.
their lost dog. That's my theory. I think Mothman is an alien space puppy.
I love it. I don't know if I'd say puppy, but yes, he
he's
could
a
be
space
an
pet.
alien pet for sure.
Yeah.
Creature. So yeah, no, I get it. I think that's a really good theory that I haven't heard from anybody else.
That's my theory, and I'm sticking
love
to it.
Okay, is it a bird?
No, it is a space puppy.
Now, the biggest speculation from Dr. Robert L. Smith, he's an associate professor, of wildlife biology at WVU, West Virginia University, said the descriptions all fit the sandhill crane, the second largest American crane that stands as tall as a man.
No, they don't.
A wingspan of 7 feet, and there are large circles of bare reddish flesh around the crane's eyes.
Okay, we are dispelling this right now, and I'm sure all of you guys who believe in the Mothman agree with this dispelling. Okay, first of all, the red patches under the eyes would not be seen at night.
No.
Most of the sightings of Mothman were, he was in the dark, he was in the shadows. They didn't have, if there was a light source, it would reflect the red eyes.
Right.
So the red eye is eye shine. It's eye shine.
It's eye shine.
It's not red patches under the eyes. You wouldn't be able to see that if the creature was in the dark.
Right. And this crane has a long neck.
A long, thin neck.
Yes.
And not muscular legs.
No.
Mothman has muscular legs. Mothman has muscle tone.
Right.
Also, the wingspan, I get.
Yeah,
that would be the one
that.
thing.
That's the
but
only
a
thing.
crane would have to flap its wings to get off the ground. Mothman doesn't.
Does not. There you go. Some say the crane may have wandered out of its migration route and drank some toxic chemicals that leaked out of the TNT area, which gave it unusual characteristics.
Zombie crane.
No,
it is not a crane. I'm tired
so.
of that theory. That does not hold any water here. Space puppy.
Hashtag space puppy. John Keel, the American journalist that traveled to Point Pleasant for extensive research about the Mothman sightings, UFO sightings, and even wrote the book, The Mothman Prophecies, which later gave way to the 2002 film loosely based on the book, which we will be reviewing later.
She said that with a healthy eye roll.
No, my eyes did not roll in the back of my head. He even says that the later sightings above the country roads were most likely large owls. However,
owls are not that big.
I agree. When claims of the Mothman creature can hover into the sky like a helicopter, right? Without flapping its wings, it's hard to say it's some sort of bird.
It is not a bird.
No,
it is a space puppy.
I agree.
Even my dog agrees. Right, Rosie? Space puppy.
Agrees. Space puppy. Okay. Now, last theory or speculation.
Okay.
Is it a warning - premonition - omen type creature?
No, and I hate this mostly because of the movie, but
yeah, the movie made that it was bad.
Yeah,
we'll get into that
I don't
more.
think it is.
So there were other supposed sightings of the Mothman, which we were talking about earlier, or creatures similar to it in other disasters around the world and throughout time. But myths, legends, stories to help cope with disaster. Who knows? You be the judge of these. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few of these. Freiburg mine collapse.
The Freiburg mine
Sorry,
collapse. No, you said it right.
But you say it very German.
Well, I've been to Germany.
And I haven't. September 10th, 1978. Freiburg, Germany, which is on the southern edge of the Black Forest.
Yeah,
hey,
Black
check out episode
Forest.
1. Miners had just started their day and were walking towards an entrance to a mine when they saw a man standing in front of them, supposedly in a trench coat.
Oh.
When they were just a few feet away, the quote-unquote man in front of them opened his trench coat, and it was not a coat.
He was a flasher.
That's what I thought about it when I read this. I was like, what? No, they were large wings.
Oh.
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. The creature then let out a series of piercing shrieks, which would later be described as sounding like 50 men screaming.
Ooh.
And the sound of a train's emergency brakes.
Metal on metal.
Metal on metal.
Same sound. Okay.
They freak out and they fled from the creature. They decided to clean the outside of the mine, too afraid to go back in too soon, but they heard a massive subterranean explosion that shook the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah. They rushed back to the entrance of the mine and the creature was gone, but they noticed a huge plume and smoke and flames bellowing from the entrance of the mine.
Okay. New theory that goes along. I know, he's just made her eyes pop out. Okay. New theory that goes along with Space Puppy.
Space Puppy.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So these omens aren't bad omens. It's just the aliens coming to collect their dog and they're causing all of these like crazy mishaps.
Have you ever seen Chicken Little?
Chicken Little, yes. And they're
the
Okie
Disney one?
Acres. Yeah.
Yes.
Okie Oaks or Okie
Okie
Acres
Oaks.
or something like
Yeah.
that. And they come to get the acorns and they lose their kid.
They lose
yes.
their baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the same thing, huh?
Same thing. Disaster
right.
happens
That's
because the
creepy.
spacecraft, that's where my theory was born from Chicken Little. But disaster happens because the spacecraft is
The sky is
landing. The spacecraft is trying to land to collect their puppy.
And it causes an
causes a
explosion.
big boom or big explosion. That's why the bridge collapsed. Because they were trying to collect their puppy.
And they totally did a wrong thing.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That's my theory.
Okay.
It's the aliens that are doing it. It's not Mothman.
All right.
He's a puppy.
He's a puppy. They determined all 36 miners would have perished in the Freiburg mine if they had gone in that morning.
See, he did a good thing.
Yeah.
Good boy.
So what they call this creature, though, the Freiburg Shrieker. And they think it's either the Mothman or related, since it was there to warn them to not go into the
I've
mine.
heard of the Freiburg Shrieker.
Have you?
Yeah. When I was in Germany, I heard
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
Big myth.
Ooh.
Second one, Chernobyl disaster.
Mothman was at Chernobyl?
But again, remember the movie? This is why this is a great assault.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Australian archaeologist Robert Maxwell is the only archaeologist that has worked at Chernobyl, completing 2 field excursions at the exclusion zone in 2010 and 2012. He's very familiar with the legend of the Blackbird.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. She paused on purpose because she knew I was going to sing that because it's my favorite song.
It's a
love
great
it.
song.
It's a great
beautiful.
song.
Days leading up to the meltdown in April, 5 employees had seen a large, dark, headless creature with gigantic wings and fire red eyes.
Headless?
I don't know.
But
yeah.
okay, it's headless, but it has fire red eyes.
Yeah. It's part of its torso. I don't know.
Oh, crazy.
Other Chernobyl employees started sharing similar experiences, and some were left with horrifying nightmares. Others received threatening phone calls. These employees would report the bizarre events to supervisors, but there wasn't much the officials could do for them. They dubbed the creature the Blackbird. Even residents of Pripyat saw the creature as it would fly over the town on numerous occasions. But then the meltdown happened.
So the spacecraft, when they were trying to collect their puppy,
Created
caused
the
a
nuclear-
Chernobyl disaster.
Oh, that's sad.
No.
Some even claim to have seen the terrifying creature right before the explosion. But how would you know that when, they all perished, unfortunately? So,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. It's silly. So most likely a legend, or some say created by the Pripyat authorities about this, was in order to prevent people from entering the radioactive area, since looters are still a security problem, which is
But
insane
didn't
to
they
me.
learn from Point Place or Point
Pleasant?
Pleasant?
No, apparently not.
Point Place, Michigan is that 70s show. Okay.
It's related.
From Point Pleasant,
What?
that if you tell people that Mothman is there, it actually draws people to that area,
Right?
right?
So they did the
So
opposite.
more people went to the TNT factory.
Right, you're right. Yes.
More people would go to Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Silly.
Even though it's super radioactive, that's pretty dumb.
Radioactive.
This is a weird one. Last one. Swine
Okay.
flu outbreak.
Mothman is responsible for swine flu.
Apparently.
Oh no.
Residents
He's
of-
not a puppy, he's a pig. Space pig.
Space pig. There you go. Residents of La Junta, Mexico, on April 10th, 2009, began seeing a strange creature that was very tall and hairy with 2 expansive wings and wide, bloodshot eyes. A young student reported the creature had chased him relentlessly. At the same time, in the area began to see a rise in swine flu cases tied to the ongoing 2009 outbreak.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Angela Mendez and Viviana Ledesma claimed to have heard the creature in an apple orchard near the Menaka Cemetery.
So they heard him,
They heard him, and
Okay.
they theorized it was the Mothman.
but they didn't see him.
No.
They heard him and they're like, oh, it must be Mothman. Was he shrieking? Do we
guess
know what they
so.
heard?
No, it didn't say. I know. That was a very, very short thing.
Skeptic pants are on for this
Exactly.
one.
That's why I don't think this is an omen kind of creature. I think, again, when disasters happen, people try to, put something together to make it better into their brains to,
Right.
to ease everything.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Oh,
This
Mothman.
wasn't like a natural disaster. This wasn't a man-made something that
Yeah.
we caused due to neglect or due to whatever. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's an extraterrestrial being.
Oh, it has to be, right? It's the Mothman. No. But whatever happened in our history and whatever these sightings may be, people are so deeply affected by this supernatural creature that they hold a huge festival dedicated to it.
Happening right
Right
now,
now.
people.
So the Mothman Festival has been happening for 20 years now. In
Yeah,
Point
it
Pleasant.
has.
And it's a great way to celebrate their local legacy and uniqueness. The average attendance of the festival, this is crazy, 10 to 12,000 people per year.
So many people. That's awesome.
Coming to see the Mothman.
I love it.
In 2003, they revealed a 12-foot metallic statue of the creature that was sculpted by artist Bob Roach. The Mothman Museum and Research Center opened in 2005.
Yay.
And there is even a Mothcam live stream set up on YouTube that started this past July, which is crazy because I watched it for a few minutes.
No, you did. That's awesome.
It was weird. It was so quiet on the road. And it even says one person viewing, and that was me. And
Yeah. You're like, that's me. I'm
weird.
watching it.
Yeah. Just watching tourists like taking photos. And it's aimed directly at their statue.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make
It
sense.
should be at the TNT.
I agree. They should at least set up a camera at the TNT area like 24/7.
Absolutely.
Like what is it? Like the ring, like the
Yeah, ring camera.
Ring camera.
Whenever there's movement, it's like, it's a Mothman.
Mothman. Yeah, I would totally do that.
Yeah.
So there is a bus tour though of the TNT area that we'll do.
Nice. Yes.
We'll
We're
do
going to
that one
go.
day.
We're going to do the bus
We're
tour.
going to totally do the bus tour. And it's a long one. I think it's like 2 hours at least.
Sweet.
But the festival has guest speakers, cosplay, and tons of treats and goodies.
Yeah, it does.
I think when we go, we should make a bunch of crocheted Mothman amigurumis.
Yes.
And just like give them around or sell them, whatever.
I love it. Yes. We
That's
should
my
do-
dream.
Yeah. Okay. We have a dream. Let's
We
make it real. I have a dream. Or how does
I
that
just
go
watched
from Tangled?
I know. I just watched that. I was like, I love that movie. So that's the Mothman.
I love it. Space puppy.
Space puppy. I agree. Not puppy, but space pig.
Space pig. Because of the swine flu.
All right. Well, are you ready to dive into movie time?
I guess
We're
we
not
have
ready for
to. Okay, guys. It's movie time.
Today's movie,
Yes.
The Mothman Prophecies.
Dun, dun, dun.
We got to do our themes, y'all. So we watch this movie.
This is a sacrifice to you guys, so you don't have to watch it.
No, you don't need to watch it anymore if you have not seen it because it's 2002 movie.
20 years old.
Yep.
I think in our messed up recording, I said, hey, this one can drink. No, it can't. It's 20.
It's only 20. Maybe next year.
Math. Maybe next year.
Hashtag math. IMDb rating, it was a 6.4 out of 10 stars.
Too
surprisingly.
high.
Yes, I agree. All right, here's the synopsis. A reporter is drawn to a small West Virginia town to investigate a series of strange events, including psychic visions and the appearance of bizarre entities.
Yeah. I definitely fell asleep during this one when I was watching it. It could not hold my attention.
I can see that.
The story had nothing to do with Mothman.
It had very loose ties.
Yeah,
to the
they kept
Mothman.
trying to remind you that it was about Mothman by showing the color red a lot.
The
or
red flashes.
2 red circles, trying to make you think that, ooh, maybe that could be Mothman, or
Right.
ooh, those are eyes, or, and it definitely goes with the theory that Mothman is not a real cryptid, but
More of a omen, right?
an omen.
But a
Yeah.
UFO omen, kind of, because he gets those phone calls too, right?
Well, he gets phone call. Okay, from Indrid Cold.
Right. They had to tie in the Indrid Cold story.
Which made me mad because I'm like, Indrid Cold is a whole separate thing.
Totally different. I agree.
Has nothing to do with Mothman.
So when it came out, I actually saw this movie. I don't know if it came when I saw it when it first came out, but I saw it maybe a few years. I actually enjoyed the movie at that time. Okay?
Yeah, because in 2002, it was different.
The whole cinematography,
styles.
yes, exactly how it was filmed. It has Richard Gere, it has Deborah Messing,
Has Laura Linney.
and at that time they were so awesome. Oh God, I already forgot who was the best actor. Paxton, Will Patton,
Will Patton.
right? Yes,
Yeah.
Will Patton was my favorite actor in this whole movie.
He was really good.
Yeah.
He held my attention.
He did, yes,
Because he does that creepy smirk. He does that creepy smirk,
Yes.
and you can see that little bit of crazy right behind his
Yes.
eyes.
He's believable.
He holds that
Yeah.
line very, very
He does.
well.
He does a great job.
Yeah, I couldn't be friends with him in real life.
He's
because
probably
of that.
method acting. He's probably a method actor because he really got into his role.
Yeah, he
It was
was really
creepy.
creepy. But yeah,
So
the rest of the movie, I don't know. When he was on, I could pay attention.
yes,
But everybody else, I'm like,
sorry. I know
you
I
guys
never watched
were
this.
just, well, no, I mean, it goes to theme. It's fine. You guys don't have to watch it
Don't
now
watch it now.
because it doesn't hold up in this day and age.
Yeah.
And the movie has nothing to do with Mothman.
No.
And I can't believe they made a whole franchise of these. I mean, there's
Right.
a bunch of
I remember you saying
Mothman
that.
prophecy
Yeah.
movies. Why?
I don't get it. Well, okay, so they tried to make this movie a movie Hollywood story with the love story, right? So Richard Gere and Deborah Messing are married.
Yes.
They are house hunting. They're like a happy couple at the beginning. He's like a journalist. I don't know what she does. And then she sees the Mothman and she's like, I think something's wrong with me. And they go to the hospital and she's got some tumor in her brain, right?
Yeah. And she eventually dies
Okay.
of that.
Yes. And then he's mourning her, and then he ends up in Point Pleasant somehow. He's like driving to where it was like DC. No, he's from DC, right?
He's from DC and he was driving
somewhere close, right? Virginia maybe or
Yeah.
something. And he ends up in Point Pleasant, which is like miles and miles
hundreds of miles away.
And
And
I
he
thought
did
that
it
was
in a
kinda cool.
span of
away.
like
2 hours, 4 hours.
2 hours. And there's no way. It was like 8
couldn't
hours
have-
away.
yeah,
he couldn't have done
driven
that.
That was the coolest part for me, I think. I was like, ooh, that's ominous.
It
For
is
me.
ominous, but I'm like, they didn't.
That they
go
didn't expand
into-
into that.
Yeah, they didn't expand that. It was just like, oh,
I'm
I'm
here.
here.
Right.
And, it's hours later. And then he kept going back and forth between Point Pleasant and DC. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
it was always like,
it was
okay,
oh,
I
I'm
have
here.
this 2-hour portal that I can just be there.
Right. It's
So
like a
it made no
wormhole.
sense. Yeah.
My wormhole theory. But Will Patton comes in and it's like he's seen him before, and then he gets stuck in Point Pleasant because now he's investigating because they keep saying the Mothman, and Laura Linney comes in and she's a cop, and it gets insane. And
Yeah.
I didn't like how, like you said, like they're tying into premonitions now. They tied Indrid Cold, but it was like not UFO. It was
Yeah.
more of like a weird being, right?
Yeah, and the movie is supposed to be about Mothman and about Mothman prophecies, and
Right.
every once in a while they'll show things like, oh yeah, just to remind you, this is what the movie is about. Mm-hmm. And it's not about
It's
that
not.
at all. It's about him trying to reconnect with his dead wife.
Yes. His lost love.
Yes.
And it's stupid.
Yeah. and the rest of it, it's like there's two separate movies
Yes,
going on.
I agree.
That don't mesh at all with each other.
Right.
And only at the very end, when they finally get to the Silver Bridge, where
Right.
you're like, oh, now I see how this is tied into Mothman.
Yeah, everybody has now been seeing, or like all the premonitions.
All the premonitions come together
tie
at
into this
point.
bridge. Even Laura Linney's character, they had to tie her in, saying,
Yeah.
I had this dream about it, but
About
number
there
wake
were
up number
presents in the
35.
water.
And
Yeah.
that was dumb.
So they eventually tied it all in, but it had nothing to do with
It
Mothman.
had nothing to do with the
It was-
actual Mothman.
It was
stories.
a love story.
Yes.
It was a man mourning his wife, trying to reconnect with her.
Get her back in a way.
And then there were some other creepy side stuff happening, but
Sure.
that wasn't the main
Nope.
part of the story at all.
Not at all.
And so it made no sense.
It
So I did not like it.
I
I
didn't
just
like
thought
it
it was
either.
kind of like meh.
Yeah.
I watched it.
It was kind of boring,
Fine.
right? Yeah.
I fell asleep
Yeah.
during the exposition part, right where he finally meets what's his name, Alexander in the movie.
Oh, who's supposed to be the actual scientist?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb, guys.
Yeah. So what is your
We jumped right to it. My
What is your
stitches,
rating?
I'd say 1.
a
Unfortunately,
1? It went
Yeah.
lower last time. You gave it a
I think
3.
did I give it a 3?
Yeah, you gave it a 3.
I keep thinking about it now, and I don't like it as much anymore. Like I said, I loved it when I first saw it. I thought it was so cool because, again, that style. I didn't even know much about the Mothman, so it made more sense to me watching it. But now that I know more about it and doing all the research, I don't like it at all.
Oh wow. Okay.
What's your rating?
Well, I was gonna just stick with 3, but forget about it. Let's go drop it down a couple notches.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
I'll go with you. It's a 1.
Okay.
It's an okay. Like
That's okay.
I will watch it and fall asleep during it. It's one of the movies that like, sure, I'll put it on when I'm going to bed at night and I'll fall asleep to it and be fine.
I won't even do that.
It's not scary.
It's not. And we had to rent it, everybody.
Oh, yeah. I think that's another reason why we're mad is we had to rent it.
We had to rent this movie. We were like,
we wasted $3 on this movie.
It was good to give it to you guys so you don't have to see it. Okay. Don't see this movie.
Don't see it. We saved you $3.
There you go. We saved you a rental.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed our podcast, please reach out to us. You can get a hold of us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Have you seen the Mothman? Have you seen any other cryptids? Or do you have any other things that you guys maybe want us to cover on this podcast? Please email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on any of our socials.
Yeah. We don't stick to all of our socials.
I know.
Instagram's my favorite. Sorry.
And you can definitely we'll answer you quicker on Instagram. I don't even have TikTok on my phone. So
You don't still?
No, I still
You're
don't have it.
hilarious. I have the TikTok and it's I try, guys. We're two moms that just like, we try.
Yeah. The whole show is run by us. We're trying to do everything and have our kids and run a farm. And everything.
Have a life.
So if we don't get to you right away, it's not because we don't want to. It's because we just haven't checked the socials yet. But we're trying. Really, really, really do want to connect with you. If you guys are using any of the crochet that we throw at you, any of our patterns, please let us know. We want to see pictures.
Please,
we want to connect with you.
Too.
Absolutely, we'll post them. So I guess with that, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See you, Stitchers.